this podcast, we are going to look at producing a series of reports and putting those into a workbook. So we're going to start by going to the reports section. We've already got a company open, obviously, and we're going to go to the accountant and taxes, and we're going to take a trial balance. So we've pulled up our trial balance, and what I'm going to do is take the trial balance back to October the 31st. So there we are. We now have a trial balance for October the 31st, 2013. And we now need to export this. So we're going to click on export, and it's going to ask us if we want a new workbook or an existing workbook. We're going to look for an existing Excel workbook. So I've just highlighted that. I'm going to browse, and I know that I've put one on the desktop. So there we are. I'm on the desktop, and this is Chapter 1 Electronic Deliverables. So I've selected that. I'm going to open it. Now I want to just look at that. Do I want to use existing sheets? Do I want to create new sheets? I just want to put a new sheet in the workbook. I don't need anything in the workbook to explain what's happening. So I just export that. And there we are. Now I have my electronic deliverables. Now if I look at the Chapter 1 checklist, I will say that it wants me to name this trial balance as Chapter 1.1 trial balance. So I go back to the sheet with the trial balance on, I select it, I select rename, and I put the name in, Chapter 1.1 trial balance. We are. And go to File, and I want to save that. I'm going to save it on the desktop. The first time that you do this, you will probably see that it gives you a message because this was not prepared in Office 2010 and I'm using that. I'm just going to uncheck that and say continue. Now I have that, so I can close the electronic deliverables. I can now close the trial balance, and now I will take the next report that I'm looking for, and the next one that I'm going to get is a profit and loss statement. So I'm going to go to reports. I will find that in company and financial. We will take the standard profit and loss statement, and here we are. I'm going to look at it just as I did for the previous one for October. So I'm going to start on the 1st of October. Just click back and finish on the 31st. So I've taken the profit and loss statement for the period of October 2013. Got that. Once again, I'm going to export it. I'm going to take in the existing workbook, which it's already linked to at the moment. I'm going to create a new sheet, so I'm going to export that. It will open the workbook again. Now you can see it's imported that in front of the trial balance. Let's see what we're going to call this. Here we are, chapter exercise 1.1. This was for profit and loss. So I will just go and rename that. EX 1.1 profit and loss. And we're going to save it again and note that this time the warning message doesn't come up. Right, that's two of them. And now the third one, which is going to be a balance sheet. So we go to reports, and again we're going to be looking in company and financial. Here we are, a standard balance sheet down at the bottom. I'm going to open that, and it says as of December the 15th, well, we were working for October, so I'm going to take that back to October the 13th, just how long to get that. Now I have my balance sheet, and what I want to do is export it, and it's already set up there, so I just click and export it. There's my balance sheet, where's my checklist, here we are, and it's going to be called exercise 1.1 balance sheet. So I go back to that one and rename it EX 1.1 balance sheet. Right, you will note that it says that we should insert the deliverables there. Well, rather than put all the deliverables one by one over there. There's an easy way of doing this. We don't require the instructions, so you can delete the instructions sheet. There we are. I will delete that. And now I've got the, we are at the checklist, and all I'm going to do is move the checklist so that it's before the first sheet. There we are. And since I no longer want that deliverables one, I can delete that one as well. So I'm now left with, let's go back to the ink, the checklist, balance sheet, profit and loss, trial balance. So the checklist is now the first thing that the instructor can see. And then if you remember, I said that the first one that you prepared would be the one which was furthest to the right. So it's now very easy for your instructor to go through and to look at your various reports that you've produced. When you've got this checklist, you might note that you can put an X in there, an X in there, an X in there, and that tells your instructor what you are including in this workbook. You can't include all of these things for each workbook because some of these actually refer to other types of files, either PDF files or XPS files. So the last thing we want to do is in fact just to save that. We are, and we will close this again. We are now back to QuickBooks. We'll just go home, and that completes our podcast on how to use the Excel workbook for electronic deliverables. Thank you.